From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, July the 18th, 2022. 4 rockets were fired at southern Israel from Gaza early Saturday morning, sending Israelis in the area running for shelter. One of the rockets was intercepted over the city of Ashkelon. Others landed in open areas, and no damage or injury was reported, though 2 people were treated for anxiety. In response, the IDF tweeted, "We targeted one of Hamas's most significant rocket production sites in Gaza. This strike," it wrote, "will significantly impede Hamas's force-building capabilities. We will continue to defend Israeli civilians from Hamas's terrorism." And early yesterday morning, an Israeli police officer was killed in what is being investigated as a deliberate attack, though the Palestinian driver, a teenager, claims it was an accident. The teen apparently stole a vehicle and was driving, being pursued by police when he rammed into 29-year-old Israel Police Sergeant Major Barak Meshulam at a security checkpoint in central Israel, killing him. The driver tried to flee but was apprehended shortly thereafter. Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid addressed the incidents in his weekly cabinet meeting yesterday, extending his deepest condolences to the Meshulam family. Regarding the rocket attacks, Lapid said that this government's policy has not changed. "We will respond quickly, forcefully, and without hesitation to every launch and every incendiary balloon." He also spoke of U.S. President Joe Biden's visit to Israel last week, calling it a historic visit with diplomatic, security, and economic achievements that will strengthen the state of Israel for years to come. Noting, for example, the flights over Saudi Arabia and the Jerusalem Declaration signed with Biden, reinforcing security cooperation between U.S. and Israel, which Lapid hung on the wall of the cabinet room at the start of the meeting. IDF Chief of Staff Aviv Kochavi made a historical visit today to Morocco. Kochavi is the first Israeli Chief of Staff to visit the kingdom. The IDF called it a historic moment for Israel and Morocco, saying the aim of the visit is to learn from each other, share knowledge, and broaden cooperation. Kochavi is set to meet with a number of officials in Rabat tomorrow. Well, today, July the 18th, marks the 28th anniversary of the deadly attack on the Jewish Community Center in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that left 85 people dead and hundreds injured. U.S. Special Envoy to Monitor and Combat Anti-Semitism, Ambassador Deborah Lipstadt, shared today, "I am humbled to be in Argentina on the anniversary of the AMIA bombing to commemorate this somber day of remembrance." She wrote, "The callous murder of civilians cannot stand, and the United States is committed to countering Hezbollah and Iran's malign influence," noting that high-level Iranian government officials were directly implicated in the attack. And yesterday, French President Emmanuel Macron marked the 80th anniversary of the Valdiv roundups, the mass arrests of over 13,000 Jews, men, women, and children, by French police from July the 16th through the 17th of 1942, who were taken to Valdiv, the Vélodrome d'Hiver stadium where they were held before being deported on train cars from the Pithiviers station to their deaths in Auschwitz. Of the 4,115 children who were deported from Valdiv, 6 survived. Speaking from the station at a special ceremony attended by Holocaust survivors and other officials, Macron said that France under the Vichy regime extinguished the Enlightenment. And he pledged to fight anti-Semitism, saying, "We will continue to teach against ignorance. We will continue to cry out against indifference." A new memorial was inaugurated at the site, including a plaque that reads, "Let us never forget." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, July the 18th at 7 o'clock, a discussion on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. At 8, Abigail Pogrebin speaks with Joseph Rosenstein about his new book, Reflections on Pirkei Avot. At 8:30, the late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs explains how the Jewish people are the people of the book. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Rabbi Joseph Telushkin on L'chaim. At 10, the Archbishop of New York, Timothy Cardinal Dolan, discusses the common ground between Judaism and Christianity with Rabbi Peter Rubenstein. And coming up next, I speak with former Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Danny Ayalon, about the recent visit by President Biden, what it means for the U.S.-Israel relationship, how it was viewed by the Palestinians, the stances of Israel and the U.S. on Iran, and more. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, July the 18th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.